Welcome. Our topic today is workshop safety. As a technologist, you have to be abreast with the safety protocols that are associated with working in the workshop. Most of the things that you will produce as a technologist, they are done in the workshop. None will be done in the kitchen. Kitchen is for people that are cooking. It's for cooks. So as a technologist, your work is in the workshop. So we're going to be talking about different safety protocols, different safety rules that we have to adhere to strictly to be able to work in the workshop without getting ourselves injured or getting ourselves, killed in the process. Because if we are not careful, it can even lead to death if we get involved in an accident in the workshop. So let's go straight to what we have. By the end of this topic, you should be able to define workshop safety, explain causes of workshop accidents, state types of workshop accidents. You should be able to state safety devices in the workshop and state the regulations, the rules in the workshop while you are working in the workshop. How to state them and make them your watchword. A workshop is any building principally used for making or repairing objects. Any building that is used for fabrication or used for repairs is called a workshop. So while you work in the workshop as a technologist, there are measures that you have to put in place, that you have to imbibe, so that accidents will be prevented or even reduced or avoided totally while you're in the workshop. So what is workshop safety? What exactly is workshop safety? Workshop safety is freedom from harm or danger or accident while you're in the workshop. So that states that when you are working in the workshop, no accident, no harm, no danger. You are not exposed to any danger. That is workshop safety. You see a technologist, this is a welder trying to fabricate a gas cylinder. You can see this man is wearing all he needed to wear to ensure his safety. Look at him from head to toe. See his PPE, see his helmet, see his hand gloves, see his face shield. All that he needed to wear, he has it on to ensure that he is safe while working in the workshop, because the hallmark of it is safety. If you are not well, if you are not safe, you can't produce anything in the workshop. Okay, so there are a few examples, of safety devices that we have. Of course, this is the normal coverall, this is a boot, this is a helmet, this is a glass, a goggle that he has on. The eye shield is actually a little bit different from the goggle. We have the face shield. For example, this woman, here, that's brazen, needs the eye shield. One, to protect him from rays, this bright light here coming directly in contact with his eyes, because when you keep looking at bright white light, it affects your eyes. In the long run, you see somebody that will lose his sight totally because of these measures that were not taken in place while working. So we have the helmet. Every engineer, every technologist should have his helmet on. Basically, what the helmet does is to protect the head. In case if anything falls from above, anything falls on the engineer or the technologist, his head will be protected. Then we have the fire extinguisher. We have the fire extinguisher. And majorly what the fire extinguisher does or is used for is it's used to putting out fire in the workshop. In event you are doing anything that ignites fire, maybe in case of wrong electrical installation, the fire extinguisher is there as one of the safety gadgets that we require in every workshop. Now the safety boot, the protective boot, no matter how you have mastered your work in the workshop, these are things you must do always. She was not thinking of this, but you can see it. If you had this boot on, this injury would have been avoided. Then the hand gloves. While you are working in the workshop, put your hand gloves on. It will prevent direct contact with your skin. Anything you are doing in the workshop, they are handling hammer, they are handling the drills, and so on and so forth. It will prevent that direct contact with your palm. The nose mask, in the event you are handling chemicals or what you are doing in the workshop produces fumes or dust. You have to protect your respiratory system from all those things from getting into. Imagine if you are welding or you are making use of flux, for example. There are some oxides that will be emitted that when they get to your system, it will affect you. So you need your nose mask when you are working in the workshop. They are very, very important. Then the ear muffs. The ear muffs. Imagine somebody using a power saw, or there are some machines you use in the workshop that the noise they produce won't even allow you to hear what the second person is saying. Or even if there's an emergency in the workshop, you won't be able to hear it because the noise is much. And when you keep hearing sounds that are above what your ear can tolerate, it has a way of affecting your hearing ability. It can deafen your ear. So when you are in the workshop, it's important you wear your ear muffs to reduce the sound, to reduce the intensity of the sound, to reduce the loudness of the sound coming into your ear. Of course, you can see the difference between these two technologies. This one is doing the right thing, is wearing the right safety wears, the right personal protective equipment for the work. You can't be working with a machine as this and you have your tie on. What if the machine, your tie tangles with the machine? You will injure yourself ultimately. That is the end point. So you see this one, well equipped, wearing safety gears, his nose masks, you can see his eye shield, his helmet, the safety boots, all in the right place it's supposed to be. So even this cutter here will not have anything, of course. The cutter will not have anything to do with him because he's doing the right thing at this point. Now, a complete personal protective equipment is what we'll see whenever you are in the workshop. This is what the safety officers should ensure that you do, that you wear your complete PPE. It's for your safety. No matter the inconvenience, wear it. What are the safety rules and regulations? What are the safety rules and regulations that you must adhere to strictly while you are working in the workshop? Number one is that You don't operate any machine that you don't know anything about it. I know that at your level of education, you're so inquisitive. You want to find out what is happening, what is this machine for? Please don't. Some of them, you don't know which button to press. It means you've started the machine. You don't know anything about it. Don't operate it unless you have your instructor there to say, do this, operate like this, do this, remove this, add this. Then you can go and operate under supervision. While you're in the workshop, don't wear floating robes and operate machines, especially machines that are movable. Don't use floating wares. They may end up getting entangled. And when that happens, you will be the one to suffer in the workshop. It will be a kind of emergency in the workshop. So while in the workshop, don't use a faulty machine. If the machine is faulty, please report to the instructor, report to the technologist in charge of the workshop. Don't use a faulty machine. Don't manage it. Don't manage it. Because this time now, you need the right machine to do the right job. Then use your proper personal protective equipment, needed for the operation of any machine. Different machines for different PPEs. Depending on the machine that you are operating in the workshop, please use the right or the proper personal protective equipment for the machine. Then, before you operate any machine, it's important you read the manual of the machine. It's important you carefully follow the instructions about how the machine is operated before you operate the machine. It's important you do that in any workshop that you want to work on. Now, in the event where accident happens, please switch off the machine and seek medical attention immediately. Don't try to hide it. Seek medical attention. It's important. If these regulations and safety rules are taken into consideration, we can minimize accidents in the workshop. Although we may not totally eradicate, we may not totally remove accidents from happening in the workshop. But if you obey these rules I've mentioned earlier, we will minimize it from happening. So we want to talk about now what accident is. What exactly is accident? Can they happen in the workshop? Yes, they can happen in the workshop. What is workshop accident, or what is an accident? An accident is an unpleasant and an uncontrolled event which causes or is likely to cause an injury. Accident is not premeditated. Accident is not predicted. Nobody is not intended. It's not a desired occurrence. It happens when you are not planning it. It happens when you are not expecting it to happen. So that is why you must take some measures to ensure they don't happen. So accidents can happen because of certain reasons. It can be because of unsafe environment. It can be because of some bad working conditions. It can be because of some unsafe activities in the workshop. It can be because of some acts in the workshop. So there are different reasons why accidents happen in the workshop. So accident can happen in the workshop for lack of provision of safety devices. When what you are supposed to wear to prevent accident from happening, your safety gears, they are not provided in the workshop, accident may happen. When you don't have your helmet on, you don't have your face shield, and you are walking in a place that is scraped wood, we can have specks enter your eyes. So lack of provision of safety devices can cause accident in the workshop. Then when provided, some people will not want to. So failure to use the safety devices provided can also cause accident in the workshop. Failure to follow the laid down procedures and laid down method of handling equipment can cause accidents in the workshop. Fatigue, when you are tired, when you are very, very tired in the workshop and you can't concentrate, it can lead to accident in the workshop. When machines are bad, failure to replace worn out parts of the machine can lead to accidents. And some students like to play a lot in the workshop. When they're in the workshop, that's the time they want to play. So playing in the workshop can also cause accidents. So these are different causes of accident. Please take note of them. It's important you take note of them and hold them. We've said that fatigue can cause accident. Very, very important. When you are working in the workshop and you are tired, please stop work. If you don't stop, you might end up getting involved in an accident. And you must also concentrate. Distractions. You must avoid being distracted whenever you are working in the workshop. What are different types of accidents that we have in the workshop? We have falls. Some people can fall in the workshop. It can be as a result of slippery floor. It can be as a result of spilled chemical on the floor. It can be as a result of getting entangled with cables on the floor. Different levels. We also have cutting, the stroke, we have a force, like we have contact with chemicals. These are different types of accident. Yes, contact. When you expose your skin to chemicals, some of them can cause irritation on your skin. Electricity, bad installations can cause accidents. There are different types of accidents that we have. Contact. When you have contact with chemicals, contact with electricity, contact with hot or very cold radiations. These are different types of accident that we have. We also can have accident like abraded, when there is so much pressure and vibration in the workplace. Those are different accidents that we have. Somebody can also, collide with stationary objects in the workshop, especially when the person is not paying attention. Somebody can get collided with something like that. Some people can have very sharp points, like you may have sharp objects like needle or pins in the workshop. Without you knowing it, you can step on them. So these are different types of accidents that we can have, in the workshop. We can also have some flying objects or moving objects. We can have objects fall, maybe from the shelf where they are. There are different types of accidents that we can have in the workshop. We can also have cuts, especially when you are working with sharp objects like blades. We can have cuts. And anyone working with cut, those equipment or instruments that have sharp edges, should take special care. Some people have lost their fingers because of accidents in such workshop. So we can have cuts. Deep one, we have them at different degrees of cuts that can happen in the workshop. There are different degrees of it, depending on what you are working on. All right, so these are types of accidents that we can have in the workshop. Majorly, you see these three excuses in the workshop. If you're able to overcome them, your work in the workshop will be free. You see these words, I didn't see, I didn't think about it, I didn't know. These words, if you're able to overcome them, accidents will be prevented in the workshop. All right. At this point, we want to take some questions from ExamGuide. ExamGuide is an app that helps students to prepare for examination, especially BESE. This is a student-friendly application that you need to prepare yourself for your examination. Like I said, constant practice improves every student. The best way to become a student is to practice regularly. So this app provides that level, that playing level for us or for you to prepare yourself for examination. Let's look at some of the questions that are under what we have taught now, safety and safety in the workshop. Accidents in a workshop can be prevented by option A, leaving the workshop untidy. Option B, taking hard drugs before work. Option C, using worn-out tools for a work. Option D, working in a damp and moist environment. Option E, working with right and functional tools. If you listen to the class previously, option E is the right option for this question. Accident in the workshop can be prevented by working with the right and functional tools. If you are working with the right tool, accident can be prevented. Next, the item contained in a first aid box that helps to kill germs around the wound is bandage, cotton wool, iodine, methylated spirit, plaster. These are all found in the first aid box, but they have their different uses. For example, the bandage here doesn't have anything to do with cleaning of germs. It does not have anything to do with cleaning of germs. Bandage is used either to hold a wound or to hold a cut or to hold a cotton wool on a cut. That's what we use the bandage for. Then the cotton wool, when can be used for cleaning or to cover the surface of a wound. But methylated spirit, like we have here, has the ability to kill germs. So methylated spirit here is the right option. Which of the following is not used for rescue operations? When there is an emergency, which of the following is not used for rescue operations? Option A, ambulance. B, escalator. C, grader. D, ladder. And E, stretcher. Ambulance is used in safety in rescue operation. If there's an emergency, somebody wants to pass out or we need the person to visit the hospital, ambulance is needed immediately to at least give the person the first aid treatment before the person is taken to the right hospital. The escalator is not used for rescue operation. Escalator is just a moving stair. Yeah, just a motorized stair. That's what an escalator is. So we don't need an escalator for rescue operation. We need a grader for rescue operation. In event where we have building collapse, right? The grader is used to at least remove rubble so that we can rescue victims. The ladder can also be used when, in the case of fire outbreak, you can use ladder to climb a building. The stretcher is also needed. If we have victims who are still alive, we need stretcher to carry them. So escalator is not used in rescue operation. The following are ways of preventing accidents in a workshop, except avoiding the use of correct tools for a job, being alert, following instructions as specified, not rush your work, using required safety wears. Which of the following ways, which of the following are ways of preventing accident in a workshop? Except, that means all of these are ways we can prevent accident, except one. Avoiding the use of correct tools for a job. Being alert, following instructions as specified, not rush your work, using required safety wears. So option A is the right option. When you avoid using the right tool or correct tool for your job, accident is inevitable. You might get involved in an accident. Okay, so please, you can attempt all other questions here. You can see the one I'm navigating through the app. That is how you use it. And practice more. Remember, I said practice improves students. Thank you.